I didn't say I'd like to, but I was asked if I would by our organizer, by our catering manager. Our social secretary asked me to say a few words about the extraordinary man who died on Saturday. He was a very dear friend of mine, David England. A lot of you will have read about him, heard about him, seen about him on Sky, seen his obituaries on Monday in the Times and Telegraph. You would be astonished to know that he got the lead obituary in both the Times and the Telegraph 2 days after he died. And he was, the one thing he was a force of nature. He was larger than life in any way. I first met him on a bus trip, on a magical mystery tour, Heartache's annual dinner in 1983. 1983.
I remember it well.
It was the only time we've ever gone off to an unknown destination. We had to meet at Tim Rice's office in Shaftesbury Avenue and went on a coach to the Complete Angler at Marlow. For some reason, I don't know why, David was a guest of honour on that trip. I had never met him before. I've never forgotten him since. He took over everything. He sat in the front with the microphone and was telling wonderful stories all the way. It does remind me of one of his coach stories about the English team that had gone to, I think it was a football team, they'd gone to some match somewhere and they had their pet monkey with them, and on the way back there was a terrible disaster. The coach crashed and everyone was killed. And the police came and did an investigation. The only person to talk to was the monkey. And they said, you know, what was everyone doing before the coach crashed? He went, oh, they were playing cards, yes. What else were you doing? Then? And they were all drinking. And they said, what were you doing, monkey? That was an unforgettable day for Jim. And the other thing, it was a joke that had such poor taste. But when he always told the one about when Prince Charles was very young, and he had to go and do one of his early trips out of London somewhere, and he spoke to his mother that morning at breakfast, and mother said, "Where are you off to today, Charles?" He said, "Newcastle." She said, "Newcastle?" She said, "Well, make sure." And they couldn't understand when he turned up in Newcastle, he was wearing a Davy Crockett sort of headwear. He said, "Newcastle." He said, "Wear the fox hat." Yeah. Typical David joke. Anyway, he was a great character. He had a little oath. When you joined the Bunbury's, excuse me, trying to get back on here. You joined the Bunbury's.